Revision on Uniform topic, rectangular coordinate system and polar coordinate system. In this video, I would like to have a short review on polar coordinate system and rectangular coordinate system. In S1, we have learned polar coordinate system. Polar coordinate system has two parts, two elements. The first element, we will this one is represent the distance between the point and the origin. So that I know point A is equal to the distance is equal to 5, so the first part is equal to 5. How about B? B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3, and D is equal to 4. How about the second part? You need to remember, in the polar coordinate system, the polar axis is the positive x-axis. So this length, this arrow is represent the zero and angle 0, and rotate anti-clockwise to this is the second part of the polar coordinate system. So for point A, we have this is equal to 60. Point D is 0 degree. Point D is 120. And point E is equal to 240. Normally, we will use positive to represent it, but sometimes you can also see the negative. The negative, that means rotate clockwise, and then you can find the angles. And in junior form, you can see this pattern. We have a lot of concentric circle, but in senior form, we will not draw this circle again, okay? We will consider the distance and then rotate anti-clockwise to plot the graph like this, okay? We will not draw the circle again. In the rectangular coordinate system, we also have two elements. The first element is x-axis, the x coordinate. The second one is the y coordinate. But in this video, I want to have a short review on some formula. In S3, you learned a lot of formula related to rectangular coordinate system. The first one is if we have 2 points, okay, A and B. The coordinate of point A is x1, y1. The coordinate of point B is equal to x2, y2. I know the distance between A and B. A and B is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 all square plus y1 minus y2 all square. This is the first thing you need to remember. The second one is the slope of AB is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Here's one reminder. You need to remember that the y coordinate is in the numerator, and then x coordinate, the difference of the x coordinate must be in the denominator. The second thing you need to check, these two pair of x coordinate, this come from the same coordinate. Sometimes you will rearrange you will interchange the order so that you cannot find the correct answer. So I will check. This is come from one of the coordinate B, and then this one is come from coordinate A. And you also need to remember if two straight lines are parallel. If L1 parallel to L2, then I know slope of L1 is equal to slope of L2. And remember, I will not write down M1 and M2 because in Hong Kong textbook, okay, Normally, we'll use M1 and M2, but actually, we do not know the textbook in other country will use M1 and M2. So I will write down the full the format, or let M be the slope. Okay, slope of L1 times slope of L2 is equal to -1. The last part is related to the section formula. If we have point C in between A and B, if this is the ratio of AB to AC and CB is equal to R to S, do you remember how to find the coordinate of C? So you need to remember the format where we will use R times the opposite one, R times x2 plus S times x1 over R plus S. This is the formula you need to remember. R times x2 plus S times x1 over R times S. We'll call this a section formula. Same idea, if you want to find the coordinate of y, you can use this idea. R2 times y2 plus S times y1 over R plus S. I don't want to make the video too long, so that we'll do the example, do the questions during the lesson. So remember, you need to remember how to identify the polar coordinate, how to sketch the diagram if I give you the polar coordinate. The second one, if I give you the rectangular coordinate system, how can we make good use of the formula to find the distance, slope, how to prove they are perpendicular or parallel, or how to find the coordinate in between R and S.